Welcome to another episode of Full Circle with me, Onyx. And let's kind of get into it. We're going to talk more about meditation. And I really want to get across that you don't have to be spiritual. And meditation isn't just for spiritual people. Um, I really want you to understand that anyone can do meditation. And you're probably doing it already. You're just trying too hard and you have an expectation. There are some things that can help you improve your meditation. So, I've been meditating since high school, so about 20 years. And did I ever hit total silence? No. Um, was I seeking enlightenment or did I have an awakening? Kind of yes, kind of no. What is the value of meditation really? I think for me, so everyone will have their own purpose, their own agenda, why they're coming towards meditation. Mine was for magic, mystery, exploring the unknown, sharpening my psychic powers. And then I would say it hit all those points, but overall, it made me a better human being. I think looking back at all of my meditation and magical training, I would say the number one hindrance is trying too hard. The second thing, the next hindrance is cultural um, expectations, ideas that are put in your head through mythology of different traditions. You know, like being like expecting too much too fast and kind of missing the subtlety of profound. So a little bit of awakening could take a lifetime to fully absorb and utilize that little bit of awakening. So, in metaphysical matters, less can be way more. It's more potent. Less time meditating. So, I think trying too hard, I spent too much time thinking about meditation, meditating, overworking it, and I was getting in my own way. So, but you have to start somewhere to have a reference point to then learn and grow and compare and make those subtle changes in your art. So, meditation is also an art. Then, as far as being younger and going through mystical experiences, that really happened for me with shamanism. Being intuitive was something I was kind of naturally good at as a kid. But then as I wanted to explore other dimensions, it was actually basic shamanism that opened the doors to other dimensions for me. It wasn't the art of meditation. So, in a really weird way, meditation didn't do that for me. Um, but it really served a purpose as learning how to control my energy, which is a really powerful key to everything magical, mystical, spiritual, metaphysical, whatever you name it, paranormal. Uh, Learning how to control your energy is kind of like one of the huge master keys towards mastering the arts. And so, but we'll get more into this. Like, I can honestly probably, spend a good year talking about meditation, you know? But that's what happens, when you really train in a direction, when you kind of like specialize in a subject. The subject I specialize in is metaphysical, leaning towards occult magic. And so, if you're going to get good at magic, the occult, meditation is required. Um, and so, that's really the background, goal, like purpose, why I came to meditation. Um, but there's other qualities, like your own personal interests, um, your talents, your personality. So this is another key. Your personality is really important when you want to open those doors through meditation. So I actually trained with a guru in shamanism, and she had strong personality towards believing in God, believing in Christian ideas. I did not. But for her, with her energy and her personality and her belief systems, that really opened the door for her. And she experiences, um, I would call it the profound, the ineffable, uh, that which we call God or divine. She is her, she experiences it that way, where in a weird way I didn't for many years, but somehow acquired an angel, which I think kind of belongs, maybe not exclusively to Christianity, mythology, and ideas. I would call them symbols. Like the angel definitely can go universal, uh, found in other religions and cultures. And maybe angels themselves don't subscribe, they don't limit themselves to angels and cultures. Um, but we find ourselves, I would say, dancing with archetypes, mythologies, and you can not go that direction, or you can encounter those things, but not make you a believer, and not make you subscribe to ideas and change your behavior and go be a do-gooder. you know like, you don't, just because you experience the archetypes doesn't mean you have to change who you are. So I think a little science, a little art, a little reason, you can go, you might actually go farther than someone who is very religious and devoted to a belief system or a deity. Um, you might even surpass gurus. You might surpass so called enlightened teachers and masters who've maybe studied years, all because you're willing to be open minded, not label things, um, and not have those type of expectations. So beginner's luck has a lot to do with you don't know what to expect. Therefore, you see what was unexpected, and that is usually the goal. Like, you get out of your own way without expectations. And if you're going to expect something, in a weird way, expect it to be easy. Don't put it on a pedestal. Don't put enlightenment on a pedestal. Don't put awakening on a pedestal. Don't put meditation. Don't put your guru. And when you equalize it like that, when you bring it down to earth, you can actually um, digest and relate to the information, to the skills. And so, you know, you either bring them down to your level for comprehension, or you also raise yourself up to their level for comprehension. Either way, you got to equalize it. So I would say do both. So paradox becomes a master key in life, and especially in the metaphysical, because I just said, bring them down to your level. Now I'm saying, bring yourself up to their level. So this yin and yang, you find power, you find your, I call it the sweet spot. So you could all of a sudden, be practicing for a long time, whatever your art is, whatever your craft is, whatever your self-expression is, as a sovereign being. And then you can all of a sudden have a new way of doing it. You level up in an instant, but that instant level up happened maybe because you put in 5 years or 5 months of work, and then boom, you leveled up, you see things differently. And so part of my level up was finding that sweet spot within meditation. It was always there, kind of in the background, but it's come to the foreground. And so this is a really key point. What you're doing in meditation is you're bringing that background and you're bringing it to the forefront. And you're taking the forefront, your personality, your life, your identity, your everyday stresses, and you're putting them in the background. And so you're just switching places. Yin is becoming yang, yang is becoming yin. So this is the paradox that is the master key for all magical things. This, I dare say, could unlock all the doors in your mind, unlock everything. And really understanding paradox is kind of new in my world. My one longtime guru used the word, but I didn't see it in application until, I started listening to somebody else. So there are definite reasons why you can choose to work with a guru, and there's also definite reasons why you should not, and or know when it's time to go. So I knew when it was time to go, and I left, because ultimately you are source. Ultimately, I feel if you're going to work with any type of spiritual teacher, if they're not really allowing you to understand your sovereignty, your own direct connection to source, then it's probably a lot of smoke and mirrors and maybe some good intentions, but there could be some things in the way that you don't need to participate in. Ideologies, cultural influences, traditional values, systems, the orthodox way of doing it. Those things could get in the way of your spirituality. But anyways, let's move on. Because I'm just empowering you with some of the understandings I've had through my meditation practice, through kind of getting my own personal downloads, and from living a spiritual life all my life. So I'm not going to claim I was special, I'm not going to claim I started meditating at 6 years old, or I met a deity. I'm not going to say that never happened, but I'm not going to claim that as my certificate on why I should be telling you anything. I'm just going to say I'm very interested in all this stuff. And I found that when I remove the ideas of all the mystical things, gods, angels, dimensions, planes, enlightenment, ascended masters, gurus, meant to be your highest good chakras. When I remove all of that, all of it, when I strip it all away, there's some basic things, So you don't have to believe in any of this, and you can still become a good meditator. And so, in some of my past videos where I talked about meditation, I talk about first things first, ground. So, a lot of people think in the spiritual world, somehow you're not okay. Somehow you need to ascend, go into the astral plane, and you need to expand your consciousness, and you need to kind of like escape reality. And the first thing I'm telling you is the pyramid is only as strong as the base. So when you get this is just like hatha yoga. If you have a secure foundation to build your structure on, your asana, then you stretch, then you reach, then you fold, So the very first thing you do is you have to have a firm foundation, hence probably sitting. The second thing you have to do is center. When you've created a good base, a good foundation, so let's think of basic science. You've created a plug, a socket, You've like plugged yourself into the earth. Now spiritual energy can start moving, circulating through your body. You'll get the negative ions. So your body understands, oh, if I sit still, then I can put myself back together. I can find my calm. So center is next. Just like a flower pot, that if it's on like on a tilt, things aren't working. So you set it on a stable base. It now has a platform, or you can think of a cup or bowl of water. Now all the contents can stay in the cup, stay in the bowl. Centering becomes very important. So your root chakra was grounding. That was your chair, that was your table, that was the floor, that was the earth, whatever it was, that's your mat. And however, you have to adjust that to sit comfortably and firm and stable. You immediately start to relax. I trust my base. And then boom, you feel centered. Your body is like a water balloon. It's like sloshing around all the time. There's all this movement. If you have a stable base, things will settle into their center. When things center, so I think of that like pouring the dirt and the water in the flower pot. Boom. The plant's in there, or is now in there. It's a soft plant, and once it's been put in the flower pot and everything's good, it naturally aligns. It naturally feels supported. So a natural healing happens just because you really allowed the first two chakras to do what they do. Relate, center. Now and you naturally align. When you naturally align, there's a natural upward movement. Now, this is just physiology, and I'm just going to say blood flow and nervous system. And so the two communication systems is chemicals moving through blood, moving through all your tissues, communicating through chemical language, and the other one, nervous system impulses, electricity. And so through fluids and electricity, you are an energy being. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. You don't have to go into anything metaphysical, but you're naturally going to start to feel better because things are working and flowing and communicating naturally in a physical level. And so in yoga, you learn to work with gravity, not against it. And you also learn, at least my yoga teacher said once upon a time, think of all postures as up, as bringing you up. So there's this like pulling sensation. Gravity is helping you pull down, and almost like there's an invisible hook lifting you, lengthening you. The postures are moving up. And so your seated posture is a posture. You're sitting, you're letting the weight move down, you have a great stable base. You might have to sit, it has to be comfortable, pleasant to sit, because you're going to try to sit there for 20 minutes. That's a long time for your body to stabilize. But you'll know when you have a natural sense of upward, this natural pulling sensation. This is fundamental. This is a golden key for circulating energy, if you want to go metaphysical, for great meditation. When you feel that sensation, or you create it by, if you're tilted forward, it doesn't help. Bring yourself, when you have that great posture, the whole upper body feels more weightless. And so your body wants to organize itself in harmony, in alignment. So your shoulders are going to want to roll back. Your shoulder blades are going to want to slip behind your back and drop. Your neck is going to want to come up. Your chest is going to want to not be bowed forward, but to be square. Your rib cage wants to be square over your hips. Your hips want to be square. And so you might need to do a little stretching, a little yoga over time. And then all of a sudden you're going to have great posture. And your posture can hold you. That can be your meditation, just holding great posture. There should be a natural sense of balance, grace, poise, ease, flow. Not a lot of effort. So I would say that is fundamental. That's part of alignment. It's postural alignment. This allows you to, so once you really are able to set up that structure for yourself, your body can relax. And it will naturally be supported by that structure, by the bones, by the fascia, everything. Your whole physical frame is now supported on a great foundation. It's centered, it's aligned. You got great structure moving through you, or alignment physically. The next alignment is energetic, and that will now all happen automatically. So no chants, no gurus, no chakras, no crystals. But now you can relax. So let's move into that paradox again of focus, which might be really focusing on your structure, on your physical alignment, and the relaxation and ease and surrender into your calm, into your silence, into your peace. So I really like to think of meditation as moving into stillness, falling into silence. So through the relaxation, this is really important, because when you can relax, you can open. When you can relax, you can focus better, clearer. But really, what you've created besides a circuit is an antenna. So now you breathe. I notice when I notice I have what I call a healing breath, a healing response. And I've done 2 of those already in this video. As I've talked, I've kind of like, you could force it, or it can just, or you can wait for it to naturally happen. When you find that alignment, all of a sudden the stress just kind of starts to unwind, dissolve. Tension is excessive tension is released. And that signals to you your structure is sound. So your body actually knows how to do meditation. Your mind knows how to do it. The only person who doesn't know it is you. So let the vehicle that was designed to, move your body, let the vehicle that was designed to meditate. Hold a posture. Let the brain, the physical brain that knows how to meditate for you. So this is so you have your personal intention, your intent, your agenda. Now let your physical body assist you. This is where we kind of take a huge different direction than spirituality, current, past maybe misinterpretation of spirituality. I call it inverted now. Where it's like we disregard our body, we harm our body, we challenge our body so much doing mystical feats. It's not really respecting it. I'm saying let's revisit this idea and go, maybe the body knows. Maybe the body's own intelligence can get me to meditation. Maybe my brain that belongs to my body knows. Maybe my lungs know. Maybe my heart knows. Maybe there is a perfectly working machine, may not be what I expected, and I don't even know its potential, but let's give it a chance. Maybe it's actually a Ferrari, maybe it's the older version of a Ferrari, it's not what you expected. It's not the cool paint job, but still it's a Ferrari. Put in, so let's see what it can do. So recently, I've come to the awareness that as I work with my energy and my breath and my focus concentration, this physical alignment actually creates an antenna. It's not just your spine, it is your whole entire body, creating a conductor, an antenna, an alignment. And as you breathe and you focus, I like to actually focus behind my third eye, or basically dead center in my brain. How to find dead center, I'm unsure where my center is. Basically where your ears are, wherever your jaw is, behind that, straight up. That whole front of your face is the front. So you can literally, so see how far back it actually is? It's pretty far back there. Dead center. Right, just straight in. So I basically imagine my face falls off. Boom. All that half front, all this weight, all this head, all of this, throw it away. You don't need it. And then the size of a dime, Or imagine you just took your finger and went straight through the right where your nose connects, just boom, or right in between the eyes. Straight back, that's dead center. So that's going pretty far back when you think about it. That is probably a little, that's pretty far back. Oh, look what I have. Look at that. Dead center is pretty far back. You could stick your finger way back there, straight back. That means, yeah. So that's pretty much and I don't really imagine colors. I just hold that space. Now, to focus, breathe. So after you're sitting there, you're feeling great, you're just breathing. I don't try to control it and do techniques. I feel like yoga and spirituality has way too many techniques. We've overcomplicated the most natural, simple thing to do, which is to be still. Learning to be in the present, be here now, be still, be quiet. Don't miss the most powerful word in that phrase, be. Finding your calm. Beingness is a phrase I learned in massage. When you are being present, being here, we learned be with your client. Be with your client, be here now. That naturally starts to create a healing current of energy. The more you are present, the more you are here, the more magnetic you become. And so this is how you attract the chi life force energy. And so it's vital for your meditation. So you're practicing the art of being. And it becomes really easy when you're grounded and centered, because it naturally throws you on your being. This is part of alignment. So we have the physical alignment. Now we have the energetic alignment of being here now. So then if you want to take it one step further, focus about where the third